You're now watching a side-by-side comparison of the OBSBOT Meet 2 versus the OBSBOT Meet Flip. Now, before I make the big reveal in about 5 seconds, I want you to guess in the comments below which camera do you think is on the left and which do you think is on the right. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you guessed it right, let me know in the comments below. Now, both of these cameras do have the latest firmware as of this video, and they've both been factory reset. So this is an out-of-box experience on both sides of these. Now, the OBSBOT Meet 2 was released in the fall of 2024, and a lot of people, I'm telling you, a lot of people bought this camera because, as you can see, the video quality is phenomenal. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions from my viewers, should I actually upgrade from the Meet 2 to the Flip? So let me show you some of those differences right now. Now, the video you're watching here is from the brand new OBSBOT Meet Flip. And what you'll notice is the higher dynamic range from this lens. Now, again, as I said, the camera itself is on factory default, and I have not enabled HDR or made any color changes to the automatic settings on each of these cameras. Now, with the Meet 2, as good as it is, what you'll notice is that it's got very bright brights and very dark darks. So you can see the lights over here on this side of the video are quite bright and shiny, and then the curtains over here are black and solid. So it's a very, very high level of contrast between both the bright and the dark areas. Now, with the Meet Flip, what you'll notice is the bright lights on this side of the camera, they're not blown out, and the dark curtains, you can actually see the gray ruffles from the light reflecting off the fabric surface. And I think that's what makes the Meet Flip an improvement over the Meet 2. Again, both cameras are really, really good, but if you are choosing between the two of them, I'd definitely pick up the Meet Flip. However, if you've got the Meet 2, it's really up to you. Do you think that this is an upgrade for you? Well, let's test a couple of other things out. So here we have the two side-by-side cameras in a dimly lit room. Now, I have one light on my left side, which could represent a window, and the rest of the room is powered off. Now, the video on the Meet 2 looks phenomenal. You can see the bright side of my face as well as the dark side of my face, and the curtains and the lights, everything still looks really, really good, and it's not overly grainy. Now, when you compare that to the new Meet Flip, all of a sudden things change a little bit. You can still see better differences in contrast and shading in the black curtains, as well as the other side of this room over here. Things are all of a sudden just looking a little bit more professional. Now, in terms of sharpness, both of these cameras are phenomenal, but you'll notice here in the contrast of the hairs on my beard here that they're much more clear and sharp in the OBSBOT Meet Flip. Now let's talk about the microphones. Here is the Meet 2 with 0 noise reduction and 0 auto gain control. And now let's hear the audio coming out of the Meet Flip. You can see here that this is pure audio, so you're going to hear more ambient noise, and my voice is going to be a little bit more distant because the cameras are about an arm and a half length away. So now I've got auto gain control enabled, and the noise reduction is set to medium on the Meet 2. So let's listen to the background noise. And now here is directional mode on the OBSBOT Meet Flip. As you can hear, there's definitely no more background noise. However, my voice is now being specifically captured by the microphone on this camera, and you can hear the processing is really focusing on that, so it's a little bit more clear and less distant. And I know the Meet Flip has 2 other audio modes, but I'm not going to compare that to the Meet 2 because the Meet 2 doesn't have those features at all. So OBSBOT continuously comes out with new innovative features for all of their webcams, and a lot of these fixes could happen with new firmware updates. So just make sure you're always continuously opening up the OBSBOT Center app and making sure that the firmware on your cameras are always updated. Now, I want to thank my friends at OBSBOT for sharing their gear with me. I really love the stuff that they come out with, and I'm always producing additional videos with regards to their new cameras or their switching systems. So if you do want to see a lot of the other OBSBOT videos that I've created, I want you to go ahead and click on this playlist over here. And I'm going to be telling you right now, there's something new that's coming out. So definitely make sure you save this playlist. I'll see you guys there.